Hi guys, Micro here from Falcon Events. Today I want to give you a little appetizer about our event Red Flag 2020 starting at September 26 at 16:30 Zulu. So this event is so to say team event where multiple teams fly against each other. In that mission you have to succeed different tasks and in a specific order with specific parameters. And in this video I want to show you how I will fly that course with minimum training, so it will not be perfect, but you get an idea how this mission works, and it's a lot of fun. Also a lot of different challenges, and because I will train that only for me, so I don't have a number 2 with me, but that doesn't matter because you just get an idea what's going on. So when you will fly that and find a team partner, you can train that also and fly actually that training mission, which is similar then later to the real event. So let's just get started. We are 10 minutes away from taxi, and see you on the EOR. So we are taxiing to EOR and to the last chance checks. First task today is a formation takeoff. That means takeoff together with 0-second spacing. And after that you will reference to steer 2. Until steer 2 you have to establish echelon left formation, and
41 contact tower for takeoff, switch to 29230.
and you have of course then to finish the second task till steer 2, which is a combat climb. So the parameters for that is speed is 450 knots starting at 1000, and then you do a combat climb and try to hit Angels 20 with the altimeter with 2992. And the trick is here to start your roll at about 18,000. That should bring you out pretty straight wings level at 20,000. So we are requesting takeoff now for runway 18, and I will start this run with the combat climb. So because I don't have a number 2, so it doesn't make sense to show you the formation takeoff, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, we got our vectors for departure, and now we are increasing speed to 450, and soon we start our combat climb. Number 2 should know in echelon left about, and the task is here to climb till steer 2 to Angels 20, as I said before. Okay, we are at about 1000 feet. Let's do the combat climb, gate and nose up 35 degree, and don't over G your jet because you need all the stores. Okay, and we're rolling out at 18. That should bring us about Angels 20 when we are leveled off-ish. And nearly perfect. Okay, we are going to mill power, climb a little bit back to 20, and we are establishing now 350 knots. Okay, when we are crossing steer 2, we are referencing steer 3, and till steer 3 you have several tactical turns to achieve. So the first one will be a shackle. Also the second one will be a delayed 90 left turn and a delayed 90 right turn. So because I don't have a number 2, I will show you the ACMIs, how that tactical turns look like now. Okay, we are now at steer 3. Next thing is we do our fence-in checks and make sure we have the right settings for our weapon release at steer 4 and 5. So arming delay is 4 seconds, and we do a loft with 25-degree angle of attack, and that's that. Okay, then let's move on, and we are doing our combat descent to reference steer 4. So make sure your fence-in checks are complete, not mine. So, there we go, lights out. And make sure you use your brakes to don't get faster than 550, so... Also, we set a low to 100 because we are flying no low level. Also, what brings extra points if you stick as good to carrot from steer 2 to steer 11 as good as possible. As you see, I'm a little bit too fast now, but for the training purpose that's okay. We will see what's going on later. Maybe we can get that back a little. Okay, just one word about the settings. We were releasing at steer 5 as a pair of BD 33s. We are lofting on a fan song on a SA2 unit, and as I said, release angle is 25-degree, and using CCRP mode, 500 knots, 100 feet. Altitude. Okay, let's select, let's go for the IP. IP is steer 4, and we see each other when we are crossing the IP. So we are crossing the IP now. Let's go reference steer 5, and let's select our weapon. And now we are flying straight to the waypoint and waiting for the release queue. And also it's a good idea, so I selected my TGP, so we can have a BDA after we're releasing our weapons, so to make sure that we are hitting the right target. So there we go, 10 miles. And always check that your cursor zeroed your steer point. So I made a precision steer point out of the fence song in the 2D map, so it's useful to do that before you join 3D. Okay, there's our release queue. And when we are crossing it, which is now, we're going gate, 25-degree dive, and waiting for the queue. Nearly perfect. Okay, let's switch to the TGP and check our BDA state. So we are referencing also to about steer 5, steer 6, and let's see how that stuff or that release worked. I'm sure I'm a little bit offset, but maybe not too bad. Now it's gone. Okay. Let's see where it is. Yeah. I think it was not perfect, but as you can see, not too shabby. Okay. Then let's move on to steer 6. So steer 6 is our IP for an Oka low-level strike on Osan. Now you should, I forgot to mention about the formations. So on the LOFT attack before, you should be in trail, 1 mile each. Now you guys should be in trail 0.3 miles. And also we have to change some settings here. First we have to change to CCIP, and also we have to change the arming delay, which is now 0.5 seconds. So that is set. Re-releasing 3 singles. And when we are crossing our IP, which is in 4 miles, you guys have to do an in-place 90. That should bring you nearly to a spread 0.3. And after that, the goal is that the number 1 attacks the left runway and number 2 attacks the right runway. So, in place 90, right, go. Selecting steer 7. A little fast. So make sure you don't over-G your jet, because yeah, then you have to start from the beginning. So I know that the Busan heading is about 27 or 09er, so that looks pretty good. It should be, I should be lined up pretty good with the runway. If you're not sure, you can just take a quick look and increase your altitude, but so I'm not too bad lined up, say maybe a little bit offset right, but I'm good to go, I think. So we're releasing BDO 33s and waiting for runway inside. And as I said, again, so you get extra points when you release pretty close together timing wise. So if you stay in spread, so you should now again in spread 0.3, then you should get some extra juicy points. And as you can see, maybe it's also a good idea to set offset points before, so you get an accurate runway heading from that steer point. But yeah, I didn't train that, so next time it will better, and you definitely will do it better anyway. So 3 times
flare,
3 times BDU, chaff flare, check BDA. Looks like I hit something. Okay, next thing is a little tricky one. Next thing is a pop-up maneuver. So steer 8 is our IP for a pop-up attack. So it's a good idea to use weapon delivery planner to calculate your pop-up attack. It should be 500 feet, correction, 500 knots, 100 feet. And your dive angle should be about 30 degrees with a 3G pull before. So when you're reaching the apex, it should be a 3-pull turn, and you should be releasing no later than 5,000 feet for number 1, and if I remember correctly, 3.5 for number 2. So number 1 turns left, 2 is offset, number 2 turns right, 2 is offset, and you should be reaching your target area at different altitudes at nearly the same time and releasing your weapon in DTOS mode. So the trick here is you have to remember good where the building is. It's the manufacturer building in the city, and it's a blue one, so it's not so easy to find, I have to say. I missed that 2 times before. Hopefully this run will work out better. And of course, what I forget is to set a pair, because we want to set a pair. And there's my IP, reference steer 9. So there I see my first offset points, and there you can see the second. So I just intercept now my first offset point. and when I reach that thing, I pull up and intercept the second offset point. That should bring us to a kind of 30-degree dive for the attack. Hopefully that works out. If not, then yeah, you will do better than me. And we are crossing now. Go gate. Here we go. So search for the second offset point. We fucked it up. Okay. So anyway, we should turn about 8,000. Go to idle power. Select DTOS. And now search for the target. It should be anywhere there. There it is. Select the target and wait for the release cue, and that's it.
Chaff, flare.
Chaff, flare.
Flare.
Go to reference tier 10 and BDA. So it's very fast and very fast process. Let's check if we hit something. So there it is. There we are. So it looks like a good hit. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, the offset was a little. So the offset points were a little wrong, I would say. Something went wrong there, but for the training purpose, it's okay. Okay, let's move on to Tier 10. At Tier 10, we're doing again a combat climb, and after that we are going into air-to-air mode. Now you should be again in echelon formation shortly before the pop-up. The pop-up starts at the IP with the 1 mile spread formation, so I forget to mention that before, but you know, workload and so on. But you can see everything in the briefing. It's all there. You can train that, and yeah, if you have done it 3-5 times, whatever, then you very get into it, I think. Okay, so let's make sure everything is okay. Fuel 6.8 looks good. Everything is good so far. Okay. So we are doing our combat climb now, a little late, but it's okay, and we are referencing Tier 11. And also what we want to do is select our slammer, what we have, and also select our TGP. And we are leveling off as before at about 20,000. Now you guys have to establish 350 knots again, which is kind of 0.8 cruise speed. You have to go and spread 2 miles, and now the task is to engage the same target. So because there's a lot of them, as you can see, you have to first select the target. So Flalit selects a target. Visual ID that's not an F-16 from another team, because that can happen, that another team is in the area, and send it to number 2. There we go. And now everybody should attack the same target. I'm in range. I'm Fox 3, and do no crank. So I think this one will miss. I don't know why. But we will see what happens now. Yeah, I'm Pitbull. This one is maybe hit something, but what is important is yeah, I think those guys were defensive, so I missed my target, but it's okay. As you can see here, you should be finishing your attack till you are at Tier 11. And at Tier 11 you see this line. You didn't have to, so you can't cross it. Anyway, so those crawlers were pretty much in good shape, so I Missed that one, but all good. Okay, let's now when you're done with your attack, you're hooking right or left, and then we are referencing now to our tanker operations, because we are now at 5-9, which is okay, but we need some more fuel to succeed this mission. Okay, and now I would say I will go to the most eastern tanker, which should be Copper 2. And we see each other when I'm arrived at the boom or in left observation area. Okay, so we are clear for left observation area, and it's important that you guys start in left observation. So number one in real life could for sure go directly to pre-contact, but for this training and this mission we will do it that way, that you guys first establish a left observation formation with the tanker, and so that's possible in real life also. Okay, and we will do it now. Hammer 4 established left observation area and moving pre-contact now.
Hammer 4-1, Copper 2-1. Heads up, tanker is entering turn.
Opening my refueling door and waiting for pre-contact position.
Hammer 4-1, Copper 2-1. Clear to contact position.
Clear contact, Hammer 4. Bingo page. There we go. There we go.
Contact.
Contact with flow. Okay, that was that. We will taking fuel to about 8,000, and we see each other when I'm at 8,000. Okay, we are now back en route. So we're ready with the tanker, and we are starting now our descent to steer 13, which is a touch and go at Chongwon Airfield. So you should be now in a kind of 2-mile trail formation, and each of one will now perform a touch and go. And we see each other when we are on glide slope for final. Okay, we are back on glide slope for Chungwon. Pretty windy here, but yeah, nothing too fancy. I'm a little bit above glide slope right now, so it's just the easy task that you know what a touch and go is actually. And we are doing brakes on and going back to afterburner and taking off again. So it was a little offset, but not perfect, but it's okay. Next steer point is 14. There we are using our only live ammunition. And there at steer 14 you will find some juicy ground targets, some trucks, something, some vehicles. So from now we have 40 miles, and I will decide that I want to use a low level loft to attack one of those targets. But first of all we have to find one, and we have to fence in, of course, and also we have to switch to the frequency for that area. So for deconflict, so maybe other flights are in that area too, so we switch to 305.67. And now we are checking in. So Hammer Forest 40 miles inbound to the Steer 14 area. Anyone there on uniform? So no response, all is good. So that means we are weapons free and can entering the area and don't have to deconflict with others. So to find a target, use your TGP, so I will fly a little bit higher now to get a better lock, and when I found a target, then I will yeah, attack it. Also, I have to select my Mark 82s. Singleton arming delay will be 4 seconds again. And that should be it. About now I have a target and I will attack it now. So Steer 30, cursor 0. There we go. And I will go low now and try to get my loft done.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
So hopefully that works out, we will see. This is 0 again. There's my release cue. Switch off brakes and there's my cue. 25 degree back.
Chaff, flare.
Chaff flare.
Chaff, flare.
Let's see how that stuff works. So I know the release was not ideal, but maybe it's a, yeah, it's a near miss. So I think that's okay. It was not perfect, but yeah, you get an idea what's going on. Okay, then let's proceed to Steer 15, and that should be the end of the of this approach and of this run. So actually at Steer 15 you can do an formation landing or a correct overhead brake with the right altitude parameters and in perfect F-on right or left formation. For that purpose I will skip now because I cannot make a formation land or even an overhead brake, which doesn't make sense as a single ship. So hopefully this was interesting, and so we will invite everybody to join our event at September 26th, and you can use our ATO to sign up at Falcon-events.de, and yeah, we invite all lone wolves, all squadrons, all BMS related people who want to fly this thing and maybe get the first place. So see you soon, and hopefully that was interesting. So bye bye.